Hi everyone, my name is Reeya Ramasamy. I'm a senior in cybersecurity, and today my talk is called Say It Like You Mean It, Executive Communication That Drives Results. I'm a strong believer that all leaders have a superpower. My superpower, in my opinion, is my communication skills. Here at Purdue, I've had the privilege of serving as the president of Women in Cybersecurity, the president of Indian Student Association, and a senator within Purdue student government. And through all of these experiences, I've found ways to leverage my communication. So today, I'm going to talk about how communication can be leveraged to make meaningful impact as a leader, and the tactics I've picked up to facilitate better communication within the groups that I lead. So the beginning of my leadership and communication journey dates back to when I was a young girl. I was very timid and often relied on others to voice out my concerns. But as I grew older, my dad encouraged me to strengthen my communication skills to advance as a leader and as a professional. So I did just that. I pushed myself outside of my comfort zone by doing things like debate and even did my own TED Talk, focusing on my public speaking. But what really encompasses good communication skills? Is it being loud, outgoing, fearless, and having the ability to verbalize your thoughts in a powerful way? Or is it being a good listener and being empathetic? In my experience, it's a combination of both. It's a good balance between thoughtfulness, listening, and clear verbalization. Take what you hear and what you know and deliver those opinions and thoughts in strong, informed, clear packages, allowing your audience to feel heard and see a path forward. As a leader, communication is not just about delivering information, but also facilitating communication amongst your teams. Communication is a powerful tool as a leader. So the two main lessons and tactics I have learned through leveraging communication in my leadership are knowing your audience and knowing when to pause. So number one, knowing your audience. As a leader, you're often going to find yourself in situations where you need to talk to your peers or those more senior to you. And that is going to look a lot different in the way that you approach those conversations. So I have two examples, one for each side. My first example is as president of Women in Cybersecurity. So a huge role that I hold is communicating my tasks and potential initiatives to my board members. And I find it very important to take the time to deliver my information while also making a space for conversations about ideas. For example, every single year, WESIS holds a CTF, which is a popular cybersecurity competition, and I find it very important to always facilitate ideation sessions by prompting my board members with questions to gather ideas and then reiterate it back to them to make sure that everyone's on the same page. So I do this by coming up with questions such as what theme should we do this year, or how can we better engage participants? And then I give all the groups some time to chat about it in their small groups, and then I bring everybody together to discuss what was said. And this helps make sure that everybody's on the same page and everybody feels heard. On the flip side of things, as a senator, I regularly meet with administration for initiatives that the Senate is working on. And I have to fit a lot of information in a very short meeting because I'm working with people with limited time on their schedules. So my tactic here is to be clear, concise, and be respectful. By making sure my delivery is actionable and direct while appealing to the position that person holds, it can go a long way in delivering actionable change and tangible results. Now, I do this by prepping and taking notes and points and questions that I want to ask during these meetings. I make sure to stop during my meetings to answer any questions or clarify anything that may be confusing. And I always check in on the time, every 10 to 15 minutes to make sure I'm being respectful of whoever I'm talking to, their time. I also make sure to go into conversations without being combative. I want to be respectful because I'm not working against them, I'm working with them. And I always make sure to follow up after every meeting to establish a working relationship even after I'm done meeting with them. This helps your leadership go from advocacy to something so much bigger. So what is the difference? With your peers, you're focusing on facilitating conversation and supporting ideas of one another, and it's more group-centric. And your job as a leader is to create group conversation and get people on the same page. But with seniors, you're focusing on conciseness, clarity, action, and you want to follow up with them and be proactive with your communication and come up with a plan of action to make what you want to happen happen. So my second thing is knowing when to pause. We've all been in a room where there's chaotic conversation happening and it's hard to stay on topic. So how do you control that chaos? Know when to pause. Lots of ideas? Take a pause. Heated argument? Take a pause. Don't know what's happening? Take a pause. By taking a pause in your communication, you allow yourself and your group to reflect on what's been said and show respect to one another. So for example, as president of ISA, we plan an event called Holy every single year where we work with 2 other large South Asian organizations. And as you can imagine, planning can be chaotic. There's lots of logistics and ideas amongst all 3 groups. So by encouraging pauses during the ideation sessions, I'm able to facilitate clearer paths forward when many ideas and thoughts are on the table. I do this by finding a break in conversation and prompting for a pause. So why does this matter as a leader? It allows for you to use your position to make real impact. Communication can bring strong influence and help you set yourself apart from being a good leader to a great leader. And it can help you make stronger teams under your leadership by creating safe and effective communication practices. Communication can be your superpower as a leader, and it's incredibly important that you know how to leverage it depending on who you're talking to and who you're working with. So as I reflect on my leadership and communication journey, I believe that I've come a long way. But I also do believe that I have a long way to go. But I'm grateful for the lessons I've learned, and I'm grateful to share them with you today. Thank you.